Dusty?
I'm messaging Marcel to come up when he's ready.
Okay.
Oh,
Did you message Minio?
messaging right now.
How do I know if the card is Star Deck exclusive?
You know how like Dragon Ball it says like BT on the bottom on the starter deck cards it'll say STO whatever.
I see, okay.
You went live already, right?
Yeah, I clicked it.
Okay, looks good. I'm gonna post on Facebook.
Goose made an earlier post.
I don't know, did
Did you?
Yeah.
He didn't, I bet.
Oops.
You
Oh,
weren't you the one to say to use your clout or whatever? I'm big right now.
I'm big Marcus.
I was in a different interview.
Oh yeah, how did that go?
Yeah, well, it was really good actually, yeah.
Like,
What was
who'd you
it?
do
did
with?
Australians or something?
Hey, what the hell?
Marcel and Nick.
All right, Nick. No,
We're
I
live
forgot
right
to
now.
message you. We're live.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good.
Yeah, swearing's fine. You know, it's the other stuff. Is
What do you
swearing
mean, what
fine?
other stuff?
You know what I mean.
Well, I can try not to swear.
Yeah, I think a little
I'm
bit.
sure people are gonna have a lot of questions for you, like, you know, who are you?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Well, all the good players know I am.
True.
You put on my
Yeah.
All the-
I'm Nick. I like card games. That's pretty much it. I'm here for. I'm actually in Philadelphia for a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, and I'll be going to a one.
Are you at a regional right now?
Yeah, I'm at a regional. We stopped in Philly. We got Angelo's. Shout out Angelo's on South Street. That place is amazing. Oh my god. But yeah, here for Philly regional tomorrow. I don't know. I just made a post on Zodiac just saying like who wants to do One Piece money matches. So I'm hoping to do that instead of playing the Yu-Gi-Oh regional.
This guy will do everything but play Dragon Ball, but he topped Dragon Ball Nats. Unbelievable.
Hey, when you're nice, you're nice.
That's true. That is true.
Are we actually live right now?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Oh.
Actually, Kuski, open it and listen to audio.
On YouTube or what?
Yeah.
All right, I just
Yeah,
shared. We have about 10 friends right now.
Hello, friends.
What's up, Bobby? Dragon Ball is a better anime than One Piece? Nah. Sadly, that's
Yeah.
infactual.
do you
I
know
love
that?
Dragon Ball to death.
Oh,
but
my boy.
Hey, but hey, Dragon Ball is definitely a better card game than One Piece.
that is completely factual. Yeah.
Except for all right, so like they haven't destroyed the design of One Piece yet, but like mechanically, I like Dragon Ball a lot more.
That's that one. Give him some time, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm waiting till Set 3, you know, the Bandai special.
Nick, I played my first games of One Piece yesterday and today. Since like months ago. Because months ago I played on tabletop, but I played some WoW yesterday. Got smoked for the first like 5-6 games, and then started figuring it out. And then today I played some Kid against Ryan's blue purple Kaido. Got smoked for the first several games, but we're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I think Zora is just like leagues above everything else right now, and it's gonna be leagues above like next set too.
Even above Kid right now.
So Kid's like the only like somewhat rough matchup. Like if you look for like the right pieces, you know, like Atama Jet Pistol, like I don't know. I haven't played against like a nasty Kid player yet because half the time I'll just Otama their 8-drop, let them burn every single card in their hand, swinging into it, and then at the end like I'll have the 4 mana for the Jet Pistol, and then win the on spot pretty much.
Dude, the 8-drop Kid is so weird. Like it's so hard to actually like play it and make it seem good. Because you gotta like, play it and attach God to it, so it's 9 energy, and then like, what are you doing the rest of your turn? Just nothing.
Well, I think people are playing that card very wrong. I think you play it, you don't tap it the first turn. The next, like you kind of then you play like your 1-drop searchers, and then you play blockers, and then you do it. So like you have to like literally like unfortunately take a turn off playing it. But then it's not impactful unless you have like a blocker to follow it up.
All right, Nick, let me ask you this. One Piece, is it Open or hold?
Well, see, you're asking a fiend. Like I got a case from someone as well, and I'm tearing that open to be honest with you. But like I'm probably gonna sell like some of the boxes, but yeah.
It's open.
I mean, it's definitely better to sell it sealed, but it's a fun card game to open. So I don't know, because like you'll get like random like hits that are like $100, and you're like, this feels
Yeah.
great.
It is.
But then you'll
there's
get
a lot of
boxes
fun
where
hits.
you're like your 2 hits are like $10, and you're like, oh my god, what I do? Well,
I think I plussed pretty hard, Goose.
oh yeah, most of the time you plus. It's just like when you neg, it feels bad. But like, there's some cool things in like boxes. Like you get like the special Dawn that's $10. You get like a little rebate, $10 every box. You're guaranteed to get like at least one $10 super rare. So like the box, like if you get it for a reasonable price, like kind of pays for itself.
Well,
like,
these are
dude.
different size than DBS boxes and
the
Digimon
yeah.
boxes.
Yeah, 36 packs, I believe.
24 packs, but
No, it's
still,
24.
It's
24.
still
Oh, it's
different size. It's like way thicker.
Yeah. They're also like longer too. Like I was able to put cards in them like sideways and stuff. But Nick, my case was broken. I got Manga Shanks, 2 Namis, Zoro Leader.
Oh my god.
Yeah, my case was
nasty. Nick, I just opened mine. I got 3 Zoro alt arts and 2 Namis.
Bro, I need to finish my to max parity my deck. I need the 4 Namis still, 2 Zoros, and 1 Sanji. So that's what I'm hunting for. Unfortunately, not gonna. If Shanks was played during the next set, I'd probably like get the Manga Shankses, but they're not gonna be played after White Year comes out.
All right, so I think we spent some time on our One Piece preamble. So I guess let's talk about actual Dragon Ball, because that's what the channel is about, Dragon Ball Super Card Game. So,
Wait, really?
all right, yeah,
No way?
No, I know you only come around for national season, Nick, but it's all good. So, okay. I guess I was gonna do like a little bit of like a Nats recap, but we got a fat question in the chat. Is Dragon Ball Super TCG dying? I'm gonna kick that one to Koos. What do you think, Koos?
It's not, man. I think it's here to stay big time. All right, I have a short answer and a long answer. I don't know if you guys want me to go into it, but I could
We're hanging
definitely
out.
go into it.
Go into it. Do what you
All
gotta
right, is DBS TCG dying? No, I actually had a conversation with Umit earlier today from Australia, Double Sleeve, and about the same thing. And basically, it feels like it's dying all the time, but the actual data and the actual stats say otherwise, right? We have products selling out all the time. We have events capping. I mean, Nationals was 500 players, the largest it's ever been in the past 5 years. So I think it feels that way because we see other card games come, and also because, honestly, our organized play is not the best throughout the whole year. Nationals, it's perfect, but the other 11 months is not so perfect. And so it feels like it's dying, but it's not. And also, I feel like Bandai is trying to lean towards doing something crazy, which is hosting like card game fests, where they're gonna host all their games in one weekend at a convention. So they need DBS in order to do that.
You know what I think is really funny? I think it's probably good for the game if people are constantly saying it's dying, because people say the same thing about Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh all the time. Oh, that game sucks, it's dying. That game sucks. But they're the biggest card games in the world. Like, people say it all the time. That's just not true. For whatever reason, that phrase seems to follow games that are actually doing well. Sometimes people are unhappy with the design choices or whatever. So I mean, that's obviously that reason. But no, I think the game's doing fine, man. They just announced the online client. Like, they must have future plans for the game with that.
Yeah, that definitely brought me back into the game because like now that you guys can see that I'm the number 1 player, like it physically, it definitely makes me want to play more.
That's crazy.
Hey,
the online
hey,
client's
who
gonna be very good.
came in the Nats with 1 week of testing and got 6 after Swiss? That's the
Who
crazy
did
part.
you practice against for a week every day?
But I'm about to give the major shout. I have to give my shout out here. Moneyman Markle. We played the same card list for the same list card for card. Markle, I love that guy. He's like the nicest guy ever. Got my list from him. Played against him the first a week before Nats. Got me kind of prepped for Gogeta so I could it's pretty simple, but I learned all the lines from him and the correct plays. Except he didn't tell me that the level 4 the level 4 ones that draw 2 cards, they're not limit 1. Those cards read like they're limit 1. I didn't learn that
They
till the
literally
Zenkai
don't
Cup.
say limit 1 on the card, so I don't know how they read like they're limit 1.
Because it's so broken.
Big red letters, it would say limit 1.
Because they're so broken.
Yeah, so like I literally didn't learn that till the Zenkai Cup when I thought my opponent was cheating me.
Yeah, but all right. So that was a pretty good question to start with. But I guess one of the reasons why we're here. I mean, we want to stream more regularly. It's kind of hard to get so many people together, which is why there's 5 of us here out of the 18 of us on the team or whatever. But
Only ones that top nats.
okay. let's not throw shade to our boys, but
They threw major shade at me before the tournament.
that's true. That is true. But yeah, we're here because Nats is kind of the national season's kind of over. Obviously we're kind of 2 weeks removed from American Nats, but we also just finished up Australian Nats, which Marcus had the crazy idea to go and attend and did pretty well. So national seasons is pretty much over. Our team had a pretty successful season, so we're all obviously very happy about that. So I don't know. I mean, I did an article about it last week where we talked about kind of the team's process going forward in Nats, but I figured we'd also do a live stream here and talk more, field questions about how our experience was. So I think it would be kind of cool to start with Danny talking about the streaming side of it and like the event organizing side of it. How did you feel about all that? How did the stream go and everything?
It was great. It was just I was really tired, as you know, and we were staying up super late. But like you literally had to tell people like let Danny get some sleep while they're like yelling and partying still. But besides that, it was really fun. The games were some games were super hype, like when Marcus won on turn 3. That got me super hype and that kept me awake. So yeah, I think the format's not as bad as I thought it was. And I think that segues into one of the questions we saw. How do you win going second if opponent does not blunder? Right? I mean, we saw it in the finals too. Marcus, he didn't necessarily blunder. He did draw kind of bad, but I think if he doesn't do his game plan early, it's a rough matchup. Right, Marcus?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, going second, you're always going to be at a disadvantage, right? So technically, if both players are doing their thing correct, it's very hard. You don't win going second. That's the reality of it. But when you go second, you have to capitalize on some sort of misplay your opponent made, or maybe something they missed on a curve. But also, it's just matchup dependent too.
I mean, we also like practice for it, right? Like at the week there at the Airbnb, that's all we did, right?
Yeah, I practiced nonstop against Sin, Danny's Sin, going second. That was my testing plan. I was like, I need to practice this matchup going second. Going first, I felt pretty confident no matter what. And then going second, I needed to figure out what to do. And yeah, it was very hard. I learned a lot that couple, days of testing against Red Sin Shenron with Danny. Danny played it very, very good.
Yeah, Joey lost a lot actually the first couple games.
I did. I got wrecked by Sin going second. I've always felt like for the past several sets that like dice roll is way more important when you introduce red into the mix. Like when we're playing against an aggro deck, going first or second means a lot. But I feel like when you have like a mid range matchup or a control matchup, like it doesn't matter as much because there's many more turns in the game. So like Crimson Mirror, for example, like I don't think going first matters as much as as it would if you're playing against like Sin. But yeah, dice roll is important. But I mean, you can play out of it if you have the right tech, if you have the right game plan. Like Crimson versus Sin, there's a very specific game plan you have to follow, and if you can do that, going second is still winnable. It's harder for sure. Don't get me wrong, but it's still winnable if you have the correct game plan.
We just got Big Money Markle. He misses a huge shout out from Nick.
Yeah, Big.
I also want to comment on the Nick thing. Nick really did impress me the most during Nats, and honestly, like all that jokes aside, I specifically remember, like we were playing. I think it was Tuesday night or Wednesday night. I think me and Danny were playing. Nick was playing against maybe Marcel or something. And I just look over to my side and I see Nick like just laser focused on the game and like asking questions and stuff. And I could just see like reading him that, damn, this guy is learning. Like this guy is actually learning what's going on.
He's downloading data.
Yeah, he really is. And I was just so impressed that day. I was like, dude, yeah, Nick is actually like learning and playing really well. And yeah, it showed big times the next day. So congrats, Nick, on your top. That was really impressive. I was really impressed, man. That was really.
Nick's
It
a
was
beast,
hard.
man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Marco. All the props gotta go to you. I promise you that. But no, it was crazy. It was like I literally had to learn like a year of Dragon Ball in like a week. And I felt like I kind of did it. Like learning all the matchups, like everything, like every counter can do. Having my hand ripped from 17 to 10 like 20 times. I finally learned my lesson. That was great. It was very annoying, but it's part of the game now.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, but I'm definitely glad they have something to like check red because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of times when I was playing the red deck, it felt unfair. Like especially as we got later in the tournament, people were like misplaying a lot. That's when the red deck like really just showed like how powerful it was. Like if you make like one mistake against it, like you just get eaten alive. Like yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, man, our
but
B&B was really the hyperbolic time chamber, basically.
I told you guys I'm having. I had to put down everything. I was like, no more part. I didn't party for like a week. It's hard.
That's true.
It's hard not to party with the boys. Like you got 20 people in an Airbnb you haven't seen in a year, and you miss all of them. Like you want to hang out the whole time, but sometimes you gotta get serious.
Yeah.
Big J, were you,
Yeah.
you gonna say something, sir?
No, you guys are good. I'm not sure what you guys all touched on yet, but I was just saying,
started talking about
Yeah, it just started.
congrats to all the team. I was very happy with the team success we had. 4 people in top cut. That's pretty impressive. Marcus getting second, all of the above, but super proud of the team as a whole.
Appreciate it, Marco.
Marcel,
I say it's every other nationals. Jordan does, Jordan gets a gold card. So next nationals, Jordan's coming home with that gold card again. First place, baby.
That is true. There's some funny stats about Dragon Ball Nationals. Like 10 plays, he's always going to top every time he plays Pan. He's literally like 100% topping record. Jordan Markle, every other Nats, top 4. So it's a pretty good. It's a pretty interesting stats. Like like football, they have the most random stats. Like Tom Brady threw 14 touchdowns throwing off his left foot on the right side of the field. It's like super random and super funny.
Yeah.
But another good question we got. Does tech in the main deck make a difference, or does player skill make the biggest difference? I feel like I have a pretty good answer to this one. So like when I'm working a lot with coaching clients, a lot of times like we'll play a matchup. It's a matchup they wanted to play. Typically it's like a bad matchup, right? And they're like, oh, I didn't win because I didn't have this card in my deck. Well, you have to really consider if you're hyper focusing too much on one matchup, or obviously there's like a player skill component to that, right? And it takes a lot of reps, a lot of matchup knowledge to play the game. But I do think it's worthwhile to tech for your bad matchups, but only if that deck is gonna be like popular in the room. Like if like me and Marcus and the guys, for example, we didn't think that Crimson was going to be very popular at nationals. Obviously we were wrong about that, but we didn't tech as much for it because we didn't think it was going to be that popular, because there was no talk about the leader or whatever. So
Mhm.
you might have a bad matchup, but if it's not a popular deck, if it's not like Sin or Gogeta or Gamma, I guess, that it probably isn't worthwhile to main deck tech, because how often are you going to come across that matchup where that tech is going to be relevant, right? So I don't know. That's my answer for that question. Does anybody have another thought on it?
No, yeah, spot on. Like the way I think we are approaching Nats this year, I personally thought was very good. Is we looked at the field. Tech your main deck to beat the field, right? So, example, let's say my deck was weak against Magenta, right? I could tech in like one Dabura or maybe tech in like Saiyan Instincts, right? But that's not the field. The field is Red Sin and Gogeta and stuff. So I don't want to tech those cards in for just that one matchup. I'll side deck it for sure. But on the opposite end, we knew our deck was not as strong against Gamma. So we did tech some main board hate against Gamma because we knew Gamma would be popular. So it was part of the field. So sometimes, yeah, you do want to main deck some tech, but only if it's going to be very popular matchup.
Yeah. Oh no, you good?
All right.
Yeah,
so,
I can definitely test that with the Gogeta build we ran.
Son of a-
I got this. Yeah, so,
Okay.
I would say like
Well,
it
we'll all
played,
get a
like,
turn. Don't worry.
Yeah, I got you. It played Beerus Ball and Kaioken in the main. Like I know the Kaioken came up like someone slugged me on like turn 2 or 3. I Kaiokened him and then like I literally just killed him like in the same turn. So yeah, I think Tech does actually. I think Tech still goes a long way, but like they say, it's like matchup dependent. Like I feel like the Gogeta only struggled against like Slug, so like we main deck the Kaioken to beat that, and Floodgates, so we main deck Beerus Ball.
Mhm.
All right. So for my techs, I like to mainboard things that overlap, things that have to like overlap between other matchups, and it's like worth mainboarding. Like, okay, well, if I hit 3 of these matchups, this card is for 3 different matchups. You guys are in my favor in the tournament if I sit down, and if not, I side it out in game 2. It's big, whatever. So some tech needs to be the mainboard for your absolute worst matchup. Like, oh, I lose to this. I mainboard 1 or 2 copies of the X card just to handle it. And you just side it out next game.
Nice.
You cracking packs right now?
Yeah.
Big
That's
J,
the tech.
you had an opinion on this too?
Oh, I was just gonna say that outside of black and green, like you pretty much just like they weren't very meta relevant for the most part. So like going into nets, like me and the team, I'm sure like we were all just like taking against like mainly red and blue, but still a little bit of yellow. And Minio brought up the Kaioken point. Like I think Kaioken was a card we kind of needed in the Gogeta deck just to be safe against yellow and not like auto lose game 1, because there are some cards that just like like are so like that you need to get rid of or you can just lose games. So like I just felt like that was worth it. But yeah, it's all depends on like what you think you're gonna play and like how bad that card affects your like matchup. But no, I think teching for red and blue was probably the main thing, and then a little bit of yellow, but not much.
You know, it's also funny too is that we're talking about playing what's popular in the room, right? So obviously, like again, a lot of red, a lot of blue. No one really plays green. Like green has just not been great since last nationals. Shout out to Big J for topping with Cell Surge and everything. But like, yeah, green has not been very popular. So I wanted to side deck 2 Deborahs. Marcus is like, nah, man, we don't need it. No one plays green. So we ended up siding 1 Deborah, and sure enough, I lost the top 32 to green. Marcus lost the top 16 in Australia to green, and he actually cut Deborah completely. So like again, like it makes sense to not play Deborah because green is so unpopular, but like not having it was kind of detrimental. And I think that's also a component where like even if it's not popular, blue can struggle against green. So it's like you probably should have it just to cover your bases. But if you don't play against green the entire weekend, then like you're golden. So it's it's hard to call. You can't tell the future, but it's it's a skill game, but it's also a data game, right? Like, you got to play the data. We talk about that a lot, like on the channel breakdown videos, like being able to analyze the data from the meta breakdowns. That's really important too.
Mhm.
So those
No, yeah.
birds, you guys mess around and find out.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I
Well,
know for NA
we
Nets,
found
we're
out.
like, we're not
Found
gonna
out
take that
twice.
risk. And yeah, I definitely took that risk. I do blame that a little bit on my jet lag and all that stuff. But yeah, I should have 100% included 2, especially because I knew from NA Nets and playing against like Android 16 that it's really good to have in the sideboard. So yeah,
Yeah,
messed up big time.
I want to touch on the point of like jet lag. I feel like one thing that really carried me throughout the tournament was my stamina of just like playing like a lot of card games. You would notice by like round like 6 or 7, like a lot of Dragon Ball players haven't played like 8+ rounds of card games in a while, and like people were just making like very blatant mistakes against me. And I'm kind of just like watching them like, what are you doing? Like, and like I was
What
like,
round was it?
I feel like I played the same like the whole 12 hours. I was ready to go the next day. I actually stayed up till like 4 a.m. I was like, let's do it again. Like, I was like, I love card games. So like, yeah. So that was like, I feel like my strength. I was just like, yeah, I got the stamina. I'm not gonna misplay. You're gonna misplay in the later rounds. And that really did carry me. Like, I had so many people just like not negate my leader swing and just like a Z awaken on them. And they're like, oh, I have 3 negates in my hand. I'm like, it's unfortunate.
You know what's crazy for me is like we just pretty much ate breakfast in the morning and then we didn't eat anything the rest of the day, right? So
Yeah.
for me, the first 8 rounds, I felt great. Like I didn't feel anything in the first 8 rounds. And in the 9th round, my brain just like shut down. I felt like my brain was oozing out of my ears. Like I was just dead, like so bad. Luckily, like round 8, I solidified my spot in Top Cut. But like, yeah, the first 8 rounds was chilling. Round 9, basically once it hit midnight, I was like, okay, I'm gonna pass out.
The fatigue hit all at once. Oh, good.
Yeah. When did it hit you, Marcel? Or if it hit
Round,
you?
round 7. Yeah, round 7. That's the time. It's like, and kicked in. Dang, I am tired. And
Yeah, to be fair, we were there for like 12 hours at that point.
yeah. Because there's 70-minute rounds and then like some overtime. Like that's crazy. That was a lot of time.
It's so
10
hard though,
a.m.
because sometimes it feels like other players, because we play against high profile players all the time, it feels like sometimes that it doesn't hit them as hard. You know what I mean? Like you go against your opponent in top 32, and you're like, man, this guy looks like he slept for 12 hours. He looks like he's well rested, and I'm
This
just
is
here
no
like, I think I got about 4 hours of sleep. Like, let's play, let's do this.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Time for some DVS.
Yeah, hopefully we get some more. Hopefully we get a better regional season coming up. I hope it's not all conventions. I do kind of
Yeah,
like the Swiss Plus method though, like best of one Swiss Plus. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
so
kinda-
Growing on me.
interesting. I mean, I played that at Australia, right? And it's like both good and bad. So cool parts is rounds are fast and you're out fast, right? So like the day was over and it was like maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, and that was just amazing, right? Like cool, we get to go to dinner, all that stuff. We even took a lunch break in the middle of round 4. So after round 4, they said, "Hey, 45-minute lunch break." We just went real quick, got some food, came back. That part is very nice. And then the best of one part, though, it's like it just feels bad, right? Because you break a couple games, you take a couple L's. But that does get countered with the whole Swiss plus plus, you know, settings, so that if you do go like X3, you could still make top cut. So I don't know. It's a little bit of pros and cons to it. I don't think there's right or wrong, like which one's better, but yeah, just two different things.
I don't mind it for like non-national events. Like, I mean, I think nationals should probably stay the same, but like for like not like regionals and stuff, like I don't mind it. I do think though, like the top cut, like I don't know. I really like playing top cut. I don't know how other people like, how other
I
people
agree.
enjoy it. Like if they just like Swiss only or like whatnot, but like having top cut only be like 4 slots, which is how like a lot of the tournaments were last year, were just like big event, but best of one pre-side with a top 4 cut. It's like the one event Origins had like a top 2 cut. There was like no like there wasn't really a lot of people there, but like it was just
Yeah.
like it's like I don't really like that. Like I feel like if you're just gonna like have a top cut, just it needs to be like a decent size. It needs to be like top 16, like people can actually play. And there's incentive to like keep trying, because otherwise there's just no incentive to even keep playing after you like lose a round.
No, for sure. Top 4 at Philly, for example, was like way too small. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And they saved so much time with Swiss Plus. They could have just done top 8, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Sometimes Bandai has like the best way of doing things, and they just don't do it the following year for whatever reason. Yeah, I hope like for some of the regionals going forward, like they still do Swiss Plus because I do kind of like having the shorter days. But I do hope like for Philly, for example, I think it was like what 216? Was Philly 200 something players?
It was around 200, yeah.
So yeah, for that I hope at least top 8, if not top 16. But
Yeah.
Yeah. For Nets, I agree. I think best of 3 is probably best for Nets too. It is a big event once a year,
Just started earlier. I feel like we started way too late this year, but
yeah, starting at 11
Yeah.
was a little bit late for sure.
Yeah. If we had a lunch break in NA, people would have left 1 to 2 a.m. Yeah. I think without it, we were out at like midnight.
Yeah, a lot of people were complaining that the concession stand closed like 3. I don't know what was up with that. That was kind of weird.
Mhm.
Should have been
Yeah.
open way longer, but
It did close early.
Bro,
yeah,
I've
at
been
least
to
with that, like people
hundreds
can
of
go between
conventions.
rounds if they won or lost quickly and get something. But yeah, that was a kind of a weird thing by the convention center.
That was by far the worst convention I've ever convention food stand I've ever been to. Like the prices were like not like only jacked up like convention prices, but like I think it was like $7 for a pretzel or something
Yeah.
insane. And they didn't have normal chicken tenders. How do you not have the $12 chicken tenders, bro? Like that's all I look
Chicken
forward to.
tenders.
I was like, I'll
Yeah,
pay
dude, we need
$12.
that
as long
gamer
as there's-
fuel.
Yeah, but like no, I was like, I'm not paying $7 for pretzel and $5.50 for a water. They got me messed up.
That was a nice catch. I like that.
I know. I tried.
So I think one of the other topics or questions we can move on to from Steven. Do you guys think Bandai will or should go hard for green and yellow and maybe unban some black since we have some crazy decks now?
Good questions.
I've kind of honestly, this is kind of bad, but I've kind of lost faith in Bandai when it comes to green. Like when that whole Saiyan Saga Vegeta Goku deck came out, I think it was set 15.
Mhm.
If you guys remember what I'm talking about, there was like the Goku deck where like all the battle cards like lose 10k power during the opponent's turn, and like the boss monster like gets warped at the end of the opponent's turn, and then the Vegeta deck, like it was like a gimmicky field card deck, and like it didn't even draw cards. Like your opponent had to do something for them to pitch a card. It was like it was so gimmicky, and like we've gotten some like decent green decks since then. Don't get me wrong. Like Green Cooler is pretty decent. I think like
Gotenks.
yeah, Gotenks is decent. Like maybe even extra card Broly, but like for whatever reason, like they've just decided to make green the ultra gimmicky color, and more
Yeah.
often than not, it's just not going to work out. I'm sure they'll make a good black deck soon. Black has a history of being really strong. But yeah, green. Unfortunately, I've kind of lost faith, but I hope to be proven wrong.
I had so much faith when I heard about that Gogeta ruling that got overruled. I was like actually super hype. I'm like, green's actually the best.
Wait, what,
like
what happened?
the Gogeta 8 drop and the Gogeta 6
Yeah.
drop.
What
You
about 'em?
remember that deck I showed you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do it
Doesn't work
anymore.
anymore.
It doesn't work anymore.
What do you mean you can't do it anymore?
But they clarified that it don't work.
Oh, you're nice. I knew
Dang,
that.
I did pull a single Sanji. Nice.
So what is
But,
this? Alt art, right?
yeah, it's alt
What-
art.
That's ultra art.
So this is once per box.
No, 2 per box.
2 per box. But
Oh, it's 2 per
in my
box.
entire case, I didn't pull a single Sanji. Here, look at it
Wow.
real quick. That's 40. So you
40
remember how
bucks?
the
Yeah.
$40.
No, 40 potatoes.
40 doubloons. Marcel, you remember the 6 drop could be moved from warp or drop into your Z energy
Yeah.
to play the 8 drop? Yeah, you can't do that anymore. You can only do it from board.
Bored.
Pathfinder basically overruled.
Bored.
It's
Of
terrible.
all the locations you could have chosen, you chose. Nah, I'm out. Green is just why? Green is just bad. I don't understand.
Dude, this card was so sick at first. Like I had so many cool deck ideas, and then it just went down the drain.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
Real
the
different.
Faded Rivals cards, I think it's like their
That's the best
only
they got.
hope right
That's the
now.
best they got so
Yeah,
far.
it's their only hope right now.
Gohan Rare is also a snapped card. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
they got some decent. They got some decent cards, but like
But it still ain't
Yeah.
there yet, Chief.
Yeah,
and
they
Brian.
need
It-
a
it
leader.
just
They
ain't
need a
there yet.
leader. They
they
need a
need
leader
like
to pull them
generic
together.
leaders,
They
bro.
need-
They have like
They
no
need a
generic
good
leaders.
leader and they need a good unison. Those are the 2 things that they want. That's it. Give them that. Give them those 2 things.
Do they have a
Because
generic
why-
draw
dude, though-
unison yet?
I mean,
No,
they
no, no.
exist.
There's
They're
a
not
Piccolo,
that great.
but it's like
Piccolo.
Pretty
It's like-
sure they do.
it's like a 2-drop +1. It's like very weak.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Scott played it
now it's
against.
smoke bait.
yeah,
Smoke bait.
Jack
small.
would be the one to play it against me.
maybe we need. Actually, unfortunately, draw just plus draw is not good enough nowadays. It needs a plus draw and then do something like insane extra.
Mhm.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, or not be too costed because
yeah,
Exists
3
now.
costed.
Yeah,
yeah.
Uh,
But
go
I
ahead.
was gonna
BJ.
say something on this. Like I was just gonna say that like I don't know what exactly the question means. Like, does he mean like produce like crazy support for like green and
Yeah, I
yellow
think
or
that's what he
something?
means.
I'd rather them not do that. I'd rather them do the opposite and just like nerf the other stuff because like the power scale of this game is just too high, bro. Like they need to
Yeah.
reduce some of this power level. Like I get power creep is in every game, but they just get crazy when a new mechanic's released and they just go all in.
Yeah.
Much rather them try and dial back some of the stuff we have now and then print like decent green stuff, decent yellow stuff. You know, like black maybe could get like unerrated, maybe some of the or the limits to like Gogeta, maybe bring Gogeta back in the mix a little bit, something. But yeah, don't
See, like,
power
I
creep
wanna
green and
agree with
yellow
you.
to like over red and blue because that would just be insane.
Yeah, that'd be too much. Or bring
I
him
just
the.
want to think Bandai. I feel like they either like make something completely underwhelming or just like break it in half. Like there's like no in between.
Yeah.
You want like a post Nats ban list where it's like, all right, reset everything. Here we go.
We'll move
Reset.
there. We'll move there
Yeah,
after.
yeah.
But
That's gonna be an interesting conversation.
yeah,
for
we'll
sure.
move. We'll go to that conversation later. But yeah, I totally agree, Big J. Like, like Gogeta and Sin, like it was like public enemy #1, right? Everyone that tested for Nats, everything they did was like, can I beat these 2 decks? If not, I'm just gonna play them. And I think that's what most people did. And
Mhm.
those decks are just insane. Like we could like even think back to like decks that are banned right now. like from previous formats, tier 0 formats that might not be good enough to beat those decks. That's insane to think about. And they just draw so many cards, and like every time I've tried to build a deck lately, I'm like, okay, first I need a leader that draws more than one per turn. Or it does something insane.
That's a good point. That definitely
Like,
has become a baseline. Like,
it's
if you're playing a
crazy.
deck that doesn't draw more than one card per turn, it's probably a sign of a bad deck. Like, Gogeta does it, Sin does it, Trunks Vegeta did it. What other decks?
Gotenks.
Gamma doesn't really do it, but it makes up for that in other ways. Like the 2-cost unison, like basically giving you a free 5k every turn, like kind of makes up for that.
Yeah, you need to have insanely efficient value to match
Yeah,
it.
I do kind of wish they would dumb down the draw power a bit, because even Crimson, like I feel a lot of games like Crimson doesn't really have like a 15 card hand. Like, you know, it gets like 12 or 13 maybe, but like if they just nerf Sin and Gogeta, hopefully they can get the hand size to about like 13 at max, because that makes the game a lot more manageable, I think.
Yeah.
I
How are you
don't
gonna
think
do
that.
that, then?
What about the one blue card that checks checks hands? I know like it only one color has access to it, but do you think like they should do more effects like that?
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
It's
I
weird.
think
Like,
so. 100%. 100%. Like
Yeah,
more
give it
effects
every
like
color.
that. Like that. You know, not necessarily maybe in the Z battle
Yeah.
deck either, but there needs to be more like hand checks, because it just gets out of control. And
I
that's where
think they
skill comes into play too, honestly.
Yeah.
yeah, because we figured out a way to play this, and like Marcel really pointed this out to me, like as a blue player, but like as a red player, we figured out like, okay, you want to keep your hand at about like 13. 13 is still like, you know, borderline unfair, but like they're not going to play the
12.
2-drop on you, because like if they play the 2-drop, they're committing 2 energy and 2 Z energy to -3 your hand. Like that's an okay trade. Like you'll be happy with them paying 2 energy for that. But obviously, if I have 17 cards in the hand and they do it to me, I'm gonna feel pretty bad. But then as a blue player, it's also the opposite side of like figuring out like, okay, what's the correct amount of value I'm willing to get for this 2-drop, and it's probably like you probably want to get at least 4 cards out of it.
13 is maybe 14 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Anything
that's the
under-
feelings.
Anything under 13, forget about it. It's a waste.
You're just matching their amount of energy for their cards.
Yeah,
not really
We're not trying to
working
rebrand them. That seems way too fair.
That's also a crazy thought that I was having.
Yeah, I know
when
it's rebrand from the extra deck, so like you don't even have to like dump it or anything, but like it's still not good enough. Like
Not good enough at
Y-
all.
like nowadays, if you're gonna take a card out of their hand, it better like get you some value beyond that too. It like paying 1 for 1 card is terrible. Like you gotta like either have defense or present a body, a big one.
20k double checker for 1. Draw card?
35k double striker.
forget to draw
Seraphim
one.
has the opposite opinion. Seraphim saying instead of banning Sen and Gogeta, they should just buff everything else. Well, I don't know if Seraphim came in a little bit late, but like we were just kind of saying like we hope that they don't just like overall increase the power level of the game. We hope they don't like go crazy power creep. We think it'd be better if they kind of brought everything else. If they brought the OP stuff down and the weak stuff up just a little bit.
yeah, blue should not be killing on turn 3.
That's yours nuts.
Marcus is like the
Sorry.
only blue player in the country that's like doing that.
But the fact that it can happen means there's something probably wrong.
Yeah, that is actually another conversation we should probably talk about. It's like SCR gaming.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
SCR
Yeah,
gaming.
The game is becoming a bit too SCR focused. Like SCRs are just like winning games or like completely turning the tide of
Or
the game on
losing
their own.
games because you just don't draw it.
Right. Yeah. If you don't draw it, you're
I-
losing games. Like it's kind of bad logic because of one of, but we kind of factored into the Crimson deck. Like, okay, you're gonna have your SCR most games because this deck filters like crazy. But like games you don't have your SCR, it's like kind of hard to win. So it's
Very hard to win.
yeah. And Red was the same thing. Like we all kind of all of our Gogeta players, like we all kind of trended towards SSB Vegeta SCR because we needed it for the blue matchup. And it's like if you don't see the SCR, you're in a bad spot. So yeah.
I have a question
Alright.
though.
So for someone that's only played for a week with Gogeta, I don't know how you fools were not playing SSB Vegeta. Like that won me like every single blue matchup, every single yellow matchup. Like I
Oh,
feel like I
my
could
God.
honestly not win them without it. Like I lost in
Yeah.
top 32, like going first because like he saw his SCR and I didn't. Like yeah, and like the Vegeta, like I don't know, like the Vegeta was so insane. Like I can't describe to you how good the Vegeta was. Like every single time, like put him down to 3 Defiance, Vegeta them, next turn kill them. Like that was my game plan. Like every single match. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
played
the
against-
Vegeta SCR, right?
I played against 3 Gogeta and Swiss, and they were all playing Vegeta. I mean,
Vegeta.
sorry, Vegito.
Yeah, when I played Vegeta, people thought I was insane, and they're like, they looked at me like I was terrible. I'm like, you're right, I am terrible, but like this is a better SCR, and that's why I'm gonna win.
But Marcel, you said you had a question.
I forgot what we were talking about.
SCR Gaming.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Well,
what is it?
I'll talk what you think. Yeah, I think that's like the worst for yellow. Actually, like right now, I don't think I've felt it that bad in any other color or deck. It's just you better draw Piccolo a Gohan or else you're not winning. Like like actually some of the games I
Yeah.
commentated, Muxit, the games he lost, he didn't draw SCR. Like he like I watched, like he was on stream a lot and he was just desperately digging so he can find it, and that if he found it, wins right away. He didn't find it, he just
Yeah.
lost. It's crazy.
Yellow is definitely the biggest culprit of that, like needing their SCR to win for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, do you guys think it was
I
weird that my
remember.
good friend Pierre Katani wasn't on stream once?
Hold on, let Marcel go. He's gonna forget again. Let Marcel go.
Let's say, so how many times out of like 100%, right? Out of percentage, did you guys draw your SCR in the entire tournament?
80%.
Every game.
Yeah,
80% rate?
85, 90%. Yeah.
Yeah, almost every game except once it got critted out of my life and I lost that game.
Oh
So,
my god.
almost every other game I had it.
It
So
was
this is-
actually the last card of my life, 2 games out of the entire like Nats. So yeah, like literally the last card, yeah.
like a 20% loss rate of your deck then? Is it just like you lose 20% of the games? Or do you actually win some games that happens?
You can win some with that. There were some
I
games
actually
won
won
without it.
both the games. It was the last card in life, but it was against the mirror match. I don't know if that mattered. I don't know. The
Yeah,
mirror
that
match, I
matters
feel like
for
people
sure.
were just like dirtling. Like I didn't know how to play it, but like I guess they didn't know how to play it more. I don't know. That's the
They
one
have
match
the
I
best
didn't.
chance to win without their SCR for sure.
Yeah.
They have the best chance to win without it. But like you guys are talking about yellow, it's like yellow has like a really good like win con with like all their stuff, but like you literally need to see all the sequential pieces and see them fast enough before you just die. Like I don't know, like
Yeah,
you need
Exodia?
like you literally need basically Exodia. You literally need you need SCR. You need sometimes you need double Chompa, but you need at least one Chompa. You need Mira. You need Cooler. Like you need all these pieces just to like
You gotta play the piggy.
win.
yeah, greed is
Oolong,
good.
Like, yeah, like
Good.
but
No.
yeah, it's
Ooh, no.
just like
Not good.
crazy. SCRs are just not good for competitive play.
Not
I've been
good.
saying this for years. I mean they've gotten increasingly more broken, but even back in the, I think any car's limited to one, just in general, just should not be limited to one. This should be banned. Like there's unnecessary RNG. I know I'll get flamed for that, but like I don't know. I just think it's terrible game design. Limit cards to one. Just ban them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does suck, like having to play around one Yamcha, but if they got it, they blow you out. Like that's such a terrible
Yeah.
like feeling.
One
really.
bloodlust.
One
like,
bloodlust, yeah. You get blown out.
Like I mean, there's just no there's not like outside of like golden, I guess, but like it's not even really like super relevant. But like, yeah, like you can just get blown out by one card, and it's not to say like you like mess up or anything. It's just like, bro, you play around one of those all the time. Like you're never gonna like advance the game state. Like you gotta just go for it. And I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
I think this Nat season opened a lot of our eyes to that thing that Jordan's been saying for a while. Like we've kind of been saying that we would I doubt this will ever happen, but we would like if the competitive format just didn't allow for SCRs, which
Ooh.
would be really weird because like you could tell the SCRs are definitely made nowadays with like competitive play in mind because they're so strong. Like they're not like purely collector items, right? Like they have powerful effects.
They're deck defining.
Yeah, they're deck defining. They have
I
powerful effects.
really like that idea.
Like we literally, like me and Koos had to, and Marcel as well, had to play and build Crimson differently based on our SCR choice. Like it made that much of a difference. So yeah, it's probably not gonna happen, but it would probably be best for competitive integrity.
Yeah, I
if,
100% agree.
the competitive format did not allow for SCRs.
Yeah, it's too. Like back in the day, getting an SCR was like 40% of the time, right? Why is it 80% nowadays?
Your deck's not competitive. You ain't digging.
Yeah.
If you ain't drawing a lot.
Deck thinning is
Yeah.
deck winning. Yep.
Yeah, that's wrong. Yeah, we be drawing cards nowadays.
Oh yeah. I mean the big, like we were talking about briefly before, if your deck isn't doing something insane to give you extra cards in a way, your deck's not gonna have a chance. And Crimson is insane amounts of defense, like piled on, and digging a lot.
Yeah,
Oof,
the
gotta
days
go.
of just pay 2, Sand Instincts, draw 2 is seemingly behind us.
That card's getting outskilled. Yeah.
Yo, Nick, what is this card? Is this secret
Yeah,
rare?
It's
Uh,
bad. It
that's
is
the
secret rare.
worst
You're gonna
card in the
pull.
game.
You're gonna pull 4
That's
out of
the-
your
That's
case.
the biggest honey trap in the game. 5
Yeah.
for 5 is
Really?
unplayable. You literally have to time walk yourself twice to get any value out of it.
True. It's it's a secret rare, but there's a 4 in every case. 4 of
Yeah.
that
4
one.
in every
4
case.
of that one. I pulled 4.
You pulled 4 of these?
Yeah, it's terrible. It's,
Oh,
that's
it's
not the
only
that's not the
alt
alt art, right? Yeah.
Don't think about SCR like you think about it in Dragon Ball. It's
Yeah.
it's different. It's way different. It's
Yeah,
a different
actually.
rarity.
The
Is there
SCRs
only
and
one
the
secret rare
SCRs
though? Like, is this the only one?
terrible.
No, it's Shanks.
Huh?
Two Shanks and that card.
So
Shanks is
four
better.
Mark
Of
it on the
each.
stream. Shanks is gonna
Hey,
get
I'm gonna
power
get you
creep
my
by
polls.
Set 5 rare. A set 5 rare is gonna power creep Shanks. I'm letting you guys know that right now. Shanks reads like an unplayable card in like a year or two.
Yeah, probably.
Dude, this man knows set 5 stuff. What in the world?
I'm letting you know that now. I got future sight. I got that advanced conquers hockey. You know.
You got the
Sorry.
Millennium Eye
Well, I
over
gotta
here.
go, boys. It's been real. Jordan Bashi, the second mentor number 2. Jordan Bashi also helped me a lot during the Nat season
Yeah.
or Nats week.
That's
I know.
weak.
Yeah, Nats week. Unfortunately, it's
Yeah,
still ugly though.
Congrats on the top with the Gogeta. Out of all the people on our team, there was like 9 people playing Gogeta. Congrats.
Thank you. I gotta go. See you, boys.
Later.
Later, Nick.
That's it,
Nick.
Nick.
Yeah, and that's a pretty big spread too. That like a lot of people have asked me about, like what our team played. So like we had 3 Crimson players. We had what 4 or 5 Gogeta players. Like both Jordans, Nick. Who else played
Zuhair
Gogeta?
and
Zuhair, Anthony. Yep, 5. Who's your
6.
6th? Who's the other one?
Shad.
Chad played Golden.
Chad played Golden.
Shad played Golden. That's 5.
Okay, so we had 5 Gogeta players, and we had 2 or 3 Gamma players. No,
Matt played
Matt.
Gamma.
Matt the only
Is that
one?
what you got from the case?
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt played Gamma.
Matt played Gamma.
Matt's
Shad.
the only person who played Gamma.
Shad played Golden, but Big J was thinking about playing Gamma. Shad played Golden.
Oh, and Bug J. Oh yeah, wait, no, we counted him.
Should have played Gamma.
This guy
Yeah.
Koos just tried to talk to me through the stream chat.
What am I gonna interrupt, man?
What'd you pull?
I pulled 5. I pulled
That's
1
true.
alt art and then 4.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not worth much. I pulled
How many Shanks did you pull?
4,
Are you selling them?
maybe. Was it to you?
I need 4.
I'm sure you
20
did.
bucks each. Whatever TCG is, whatever it is.
Let's move on to the next topic.
Anyway, yeah.
Or it's actually I want to touch on this question. Gamma. I think Gamma's a really solid deck, but how many were in top
Maybe.
2? In top 32?
1 or
3,
2.
I think.
Yeah.
I think 3. Or was it 2?
Let
I
me
know there was
pull
at
up the
least 2
graphic.
for sure, because it was
I can tell you
Carrick
right
and
now.
Isaiah. Were both playing,
Isaiah-
but I'm pretty sure it was 3.
Yeah, Isaiah for sure because I played him in Top Cut, and
Yeah,
Eric.
it was 3. It was 3 Gamma. Yep, 3.
Yeah, 3 Gamma.
Carrick made Top Cut.
Yes.
Yeah, he lost top 32.
Oh wow, I didn't.
He was
see-
a high seed. He was like 5th seed or something. He was like X1. I'm pretty
oh,
sure.
wow.
Yeah, I didn't play against single Gamma in Swiss. It was kind of, my Swiss was all red, like literally all
Yeah.
red.
There was a lot of Gamma though in the room. I think they
Dang,
might have
played
lost
all red.
early. A lot of them lost
Mhm.
early.
I played 3 Gamma, so if you guys
Holy
can play them
crap.
later, yeah.
You were the
it's because-
Gamma absorber, huh?
Yeah, I absorbed them all. I beat them all.
Big J played against a lot of Vegito. I didn't play against any Vegito.
Yeah, 3 in a row, man. I'm like, what am I playing, dude?
Yeah, I played
Yeah.
against 4 Sin, 3 Gogeta, 1 mirror match, and 1 Black Kai of Time.
Oh,
way.
that was you were sweating on that one too, right?
Only a little bit because I punted game 2, but then we pulled it back. But yeah,
played one
and Koos
last year,
lost to that
too.
deck at Gen Con, so I was like, I'm playing Crimson now, and I'm playing against this deck. Maybe it's bad, but no, it wasn't too bad. But
Yeah, Goose just slept out. Yeah.
I played against I think 3 Sin, 1 Gogeta, 2 Android 16s, and then 1 mirror match. Crimson.
2
oh, I played against 2
16s.
Android 16s in Swiss. I didn't know.
Yeah,
Dang.
round 1, and then 1 Jared Lopez, and I played Doval
Ooh.
and Swiss as well. with Crimson. And,
Those are rough matches, man. Dang. Goose.
yeah, I had a lot of rough matches. Yeah,
Very
I played a lot of good players. Yeah, like
Yeah,
Duvall,
great.
Jared Lopez, Michael Friend.
Muxit.
Yeah.
You played against Muxit,
Muxit,
right?
yeah,
The
man.
one game you lost in Swiss.
He was my only loss in Swiss. Yeah,
You should have won.
yeah.
That was that was
that was your
atrocious.
fault. That was your.
That was
fault.
not my fault.
That was your fault.
You had
And
to
he's
get
like,
on.
"We gotta put you on stream." I'm like, I don't want to be on stream.
You have
"We
to
gotta
be on
put you
stream.
on. Here are some headphones that are gonna give you brain cancer. Okay. Here we go. And then I
You
put
can't
them
get
on,
double
and yeah,
brain
next thing
cancer,
you know-
Coos. You can't get double brain cancer.
All right.
Double.
Oh my gosh.
Cruz, I just want you to know, man, your background looks
Immaculate.
Thank
like,
you.
yo, it looks so cool, dude. You got this room. Like,
I do. Yeah, I got all my DBS stuff here. Working on that section right there.
last time I seen it, it wasn't finished, remember? And now it looks
Right.
awesome.
Thanks, man.
How many
Thanks. We got
TOP
some
boxes in
Pokemon
there
stuff.
again?
There's two. I don't know if you can notice, but that one's the TOP box. Kind of far.
Dang. There's two of them in
Literally pointing
there?
right- that's pretty OP. You're pointing like literally right at it.
No, I see
Yeah.
them, I see
Yeah,
them.
I have one of every box ordered by set. They go down like that way. And then I have one of every starter deck. It's right there. Then I have the old Dragon Ball Z game, Panini, not the score one. I have a box of each right there. Man, if I had score Z boxes, that would have been nice. But yeah, I don't.
Thoughts on Janemba Mill?
Yeah.
It's not good. Next.
And on to hold the phone.
Honestly, if I was Crimson and I faced against Janemba, I'd be a little scared.
Oh, I was so scared of playing against Janemba. That's
Well, I don't think it could be that hard for Crimson because you could just not activate leader effect and they'll awaken you.
Yeah, but how do you ever kill them though? They just have infinite combo power just like you do.
I think we could talk about Mike. Yeah, like the reason Mike didn't he was like really hype and he's ready. He's like, I'm gonna win that. So he said it for like 2 months straight. And the one card that like scared him the most, or maybe two cards, is the blue SCRs. Just being able to push through. Like if you're just slipping in defense, one time, or like maybe you like ready to rumble into like a Golden Avenger or God Stealing or something, you tap out too much, and then you get SCR'd. Like that's
if Janemba
devastating.
taps out and you play a Borgos and then you play the Gohan Beast SCR, they're done.
Yeah,
There's no defense. Yeah.
Sayonara.
I like Janemba Mill personally, and
I'm scared of playing against Janemba.
I've actually played tested a few games and won, like even against Gogeta. But it's not great, unfortunately. Broly walking in the Broly crown over and over could be pretty terrible.
Too fair of a deck.
Yeah. I think it just comes back to the whole if your leader just draws one card, it's just not good enough. It's as crazy as that sounds, right?
That's true.
Your leader draws one card.
And your leader needs to be 20.
My leader doesn't draw any. It just cycles on the front.
That
You're-
Crimson is different. You're gonna make up the cards you lose in the Awakening, drawing 3, and the multiple 5Ks you get for free. Sometimes 7Ks. Like what?
Yeah,
broken.
draw 3 on top of one is nuts. And then you swing on top of another one. Oh my god, it's so broken.
The Crimson Gamma matchup. That's interesting.
Yeah,
I think
true.
it's not as interesting as I think, but as somebody asked, I was like, going first is obviously huge, but I mean, I don't know. I think going first is probably who has the slight edge, probably.
When I was
Gamma?
playing against Gamma, it's Blue Unison Wars, as Marcel says it. It's whoever controls their Blue Unison better. That's who wins.
Yep.
Piccolo is
Where you guys-
broken. What'd you say?
Where are you reading the chat?
YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah.
Is Broly Crown fair if decks want to hold up more than one energy for defense?
Yeah, it's fine.
It ruins the gameplay. Like it ruins the cards that want to have the energy open. Like I don't get why. the card
I
exists.
really wish it was errata to requiring your opponent to have 3 open energy. I think that would have been way more fair. Like you could punish the actual like control decks that specifically leave tons of energy open for floodgates, but 2 is like that's like mid-range level where I feel like Broly Crown shouldn't punish, but
You guys
How-
talked about
how-
it briefly too. Sorry, go ahead.
How hard are you guys playing against like playing around?
Oh, I never got
Oh.
Broly Crown all day, but everything I did would only leave me with one energy open. Like Bean 10k back to one energy. Like Dimension Magic only untap one. Like that was the whole day.
Yep, same.
That was Marcel, Joey, and Marcus, all three of them, like playtesting. In playtesting, they decided like before I even got to the Airbnb, never
Fun fact.
walk into it.
Sorry, go ahead. Fun fact: in Top Cut, I'm playing as Red Sin Shenron. Right, this is top 16. Yeah, and my opponent's playing really good. I think his name is Javier, and it got to a point where I had to D-Magic untap 2 because I'm playing around something, and then I D-Magic untap 2, and then he goes tap 1, and I was so like mentally discouraged. Like, man, I can't believe I'm about to get crowned. I like literally like threw my cards at him, like I'm about to put it down, and then he plays a Sin Shenron instead, and I was like, oh. Like, I just thought he was gonna immediately Brawly crown me, but yeah, I didn't get crowned at all nets.
Dude, so many of my opponents were like, untap 1 every time. I'm like, yeah, bro, untap 1.
You untap 1, bro. That's so funny.
They always ask, they're like, I'm ready to crown you. I can't wait. Like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not letting you. do
D
that."
Magic and Bean read untap 1 now. They don't read untap 2.
Yeah.
Figured that out so fast. Like we realized so fast. Like okay, Broly Crown resolves, we lost. Like it's over.
We lost.
Yeah.
Can't have that.
I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks this, but like I just think that like the actual Brawly Crown, like blue can play around Brawly Crown a lot better if you're playing like not necessarily an untap 3 deck, but like just like Crimson or like other blue decks that just like untap or whatever. You can just always untap 1, stay at that 1. But yellow can't. Yellow, I think it hurts yellow more because yellow playing with one energy for defense is just almost impossible.
I agree.
You can't combat the things that red does. You can't combat you just can't combat the things that they do with one energy, and that's like the bad thing because like it's a deck that like you need like all your super combos, you need all their combo power. So if you leave 2 up and they Brawly Crown you, it's like dang, like what do you do? Like I think that hurt yellow the most out of anything this format.
I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, a crown is just too strong. It's really strong.
Yeah, repose is not enough a lot of times now.
Not enough.
Like
Counterplayed.
Final Flash and Black Kamehameha are great defense, but you're not gonna leave up 1 just to do that. That's why, like, yeah, it's rough.
Very difficult.
But that's good segue. Let's go to banlist talks. We got some questions for that, but we've been stalling it.
Ban him. Oh, ban Shanks.
That's
Dang.
An alt art. That's an alter STR.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's
not.
all right.
Oh. I thought that was a
Like
manga.
The
Yeah.
$40 one, you know?
$40. It's $40.
Okay, instead of the $20 one, you got the $40 one.
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
$600.
Yeah, you didn't get the. You missed a
It
little
could
bit.
be- Could be the $20 one. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's not
Um,
the chase one, but it's decent.
All right, let's talk about bans. Let's start with blue.
And everything start the game over again. What?
Woo! That'd be fun.
Reboot? They're rebooting obviously, or just reboot?
To the digital. Wait, what is the digital version going to be? That's the question.
Battle hour? No.
Nah.
I
What if
have
they
no
reset
idea.
the game?
I was, talking with some of the Australian players, and as a conversation, like I was just like, they should just ban all SCRs, and I still stand by it. I think they should just ban all SCRs. They're just
That would-
getting too powerful. Like the fact that all these games are now kind of being decided on just an SCR alone, I think it's just way too strong. Also, I think it's getting to a point where it's hard to play around it. Like, how do you play around a Gohan as a SCR? Like, you used to be able to play around Hatch, but you're like, all right, I'm gonna swing leader first, not play anything yet. You know, you could play around Cell. What's the one? The Cell
Cell Max?
successor one.
No,
Not
Cell
Max at
Xeno.
all.
Cell Xeno.
Cell Xeno, yeah, you could play around it by like killing their board. Supreme Kai of Time, you like swing with your Unison leader, whatever. But yeah, you can't play around these new SCRs. They're just too strong.
I
I
mean,
mean, Gohan, you can sort of play around it, but only in like one and a half colors. Like you can God Sealing it in blue, or you can like Death Blaster it in yellow, but that's not like a good enough answer. So
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, Duvall's only. I think the MVP for him to beat you was Tapion Unison. That's so specific.
Mhm.
Like literally a 3-cost Unison, and have God Sealing. Like if he played Boo Unison, he would have lost. 2-drop Unisons, you would have killed them with Black
yeah,
Smoke.
just smoke.
Yeah, insane. Like if you could have SCR'd him that in the finals, you would have got won game 3. Like
Yeah,
even if he power
sure.
claimed it, like yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it's really hard to talk about ban lists in this scenario because one, I don't think they're super willing to hit relatively new stuff. And two, it's like they did the generic hits to red, like hitting Resolve Renewed, Errata Broly Crown, all that kind of stuff. It made red like a little less good, but it didn't change the fact that like Sin and Gogeta are still two of the best decks in the format. Like it made blue able to compete a bit more because in my opinion, when Broly Crown was unerrated, like there was no blue deck that could beat Gogeta or Sin if played properly. Now it's like a lot more fair because Broly Crown's not free, but yeah, red is still like Gogeta is still too much for a lot of yellow decks to deal with. Don't even get me started on green and black decks. Like they're just way too underpowered in general. But like, yeah, Gogeta and Sin are still doing way too much.
I
Triple
hope
strike crit on turn 2 is unfair. That's just the best way to
yeah.
put
I
it.
really hope they don't think like, oh, we should hit Crimson and not hit Red.
No, they
Yeah.
gotta hit
Dude, that'd be
it's
so bad.
That would be terrible.
That'd be
Yeah,
oh
the
man.
game.
That would make me want to quit.
yeah. They have to realize that like if Crimson didn't exist, like there's barely any other blue deck that could compete. Like the blue ramp decks can do okay into red, but they have to go first. Well, all right. Sure,
Like,
whatever.
yeah, they have to go first to have a chance. They go
Right.
second. It's like
Not
no
to auto
chance.
win. Yeah, they have to go first to have a chance. Yeah.
Right.
SS3, like I found SS3 to be very annoying with Gogeta. Gamma, I know Jordy B, you can attest, is very annoying for Gogeta. Like, so those decks like do pretty well into Gogeta and Sin, but I mean they don't do
They
well
gotta
into.
play. You can't. Gogeta is ruining the game, and if I'm being honest, Gogeta is ruining the game, and so is Sin, and Crimson is like the savior. And luckily, it's a round that saved the game. You know what I mean? But they're gonna target
Goku
Crimson.
did it again.
Goku.
Luckily,
He saved
they're
Christmas.
It's completely ruining the game. You cannot beat Red if you're not Crimson. You cannot do it. It's just
That's not
insane.
true. I think Gamma can beat Gogeta fine,
No,
but
it can't.
bro, I literally
Yeah.
watched you play hour-long games against Gamma and get defeated. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay.
Like,
I've
They-
literally seen it with my own eyeballs.
They gotta play.
So
a
don't
game.
cap, bro.
Okay, it can beat it. Sure, everybody can win in every game, right? If you play
can't beat
wrong,
Jordy B. I'm just
People
kidding.
mess up every day.
You can't beat me. I'm Jordy B.
people make mistakes every day. People make mistakes every day, so every deck can win for sure. But it's the point is, who cares? Maybe Gamma can beat it sometimes, but it's ruining the game, right? Is that
Sure, like
Agreed,
Sin and
okay.
Gogeta are the gatekeepers. Like
right?
Rogue cannot beat those decks. That's fair.
Black,
I think that's a fair way to
yellow,
put it.
the green, they have a
Bro.
struggle against it. Really hard. Really,
Yeah.
really hard.
I'm trying to think of
Some-
how they can like even. Do
Yeah,
the
how do you
ban
hit
list.
red?
Like it's tough. Like the SCR thing, I agree with. I think SCR. I mean,
Yeah,
I've thought that for a
yeah.
while. I think all one-ups should just be banned. Like just get them out of there. Like they're just bad for competitive play. Like you're gonna ban SCR, ban all those.
Blame Tampa.
Ban all one-ofs.
Ban Champa. Woo! Back to
I
this
don't-
conversation.
I don't agree with that, but I think.
I don't have
I
to
think
pass.
there has to be some hits to red, and like you said, like they're probably not going to be able to hit any of like the staples in the deck, so they have to like hurt their power more. And Bandai has done this in the past where they nerfed something and it just wasn't enough. They just nerfed something, it wasn't enough. They did it with Vegex like 6 times.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say that too. Yeah.
and I really just think that like instead of going through this trial and error and erratas and like they did make a Brawly Crown promo, so you know whatever they had to get that out. But just ban that card, bro. That card should not like just ban it. Ban Brawly Crown. Probably ban something else too. I don't even know what you can what you can hit out of red, like something to reduce their draw power. Like I don't know, like they just draw
Errata-
too many cards. Like
Honestly,
even like
good.
no, I was just gonna say like because you like the draw power in blue is just like not like like it's decent, but like you play Gamma and like Crimson draws a little bit more, I'd say, but like even then like it's still like not the greatest draw, and red just like gets these huge hands, and playing that Goku is not it, bro. Like that's just so it's such a waste.
Stronger
Especially playing
together.
as an aggro deck, paying 2 and 2, like that is just so
Yeah.
slow of a play, and they can just build their hand back up in one turn, and then they just got a whole like now they're on 3 energy or 4 energy instead, and they just built their hand back up. It's like
For
okay,
free.
well, this is just
Without
gonna get
tapping an
worse.
energy.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, so like I don't know, like they got to do something. I don't know exactly what they can do, but I think Brawly Crown is a good start. I think just banning that, just get it out of the game.
I know a lot of people don't like the errata route, but I would really like for them to hit the pot of greed, Goku and Vegeta. Like I want them to just like eliminate the draw on play. Like I think that would be a really. Dude, you're just saying the deck ruins the game. What are you talking about? Like, I would really like that. I would really like that errata, and I'd also like maybe just errata Sin to make the Z leader cost 1. Like I think that would be fine. Yeah, those would be my hits if they're gonna directly hit the archetypes.
That's let's
Zia
go.
Awakening cost 1. That's not a bad idea. I think.
Yeah, that we can go back to the
Okay.
like archetype issue. Like, what do you
Phantom
hit?
Magic?
All right, so I think you just give everyone archetypes, then that it is good enough to beat it, right? In every color.
Oh, so you want
That's
everything
fine.
to get the power to raise for everything else?
Yeah, like slowly but surely the Z battle cards are gonna get better, right? Because that's the theme right now.
Oh
So
god.
right now, I would assume blue and red kind of have the best ones. They have the SRs that are rarity of Z battle cards. So we're kind of like I think everyone has it. But let's be real here. I don't like the yellow one. The yellow one's not. I don't feel it.
Evolved Defender is lit, bro.
In the right
It's
decks,
alright.
it's good.
It's
I think.
alright. So yellow, just make an archetype based deck that kind of abuses that SR in the Z deck, and then maybe we'll see some competitive play come out of it. You know,
I
give it its own type of riposte, but based off its archetype. What is
stinky.
No?
Is that the-
You pulled the worst
We're
alt art
thumbing down
leader.
we were thumbing down Koos, Marcel. Sorry,
Yeah.
Oh,
he had a bad One Piece pull.
boo!
I think if Gogeta and Sin get hit hard enough, I think there's gonna be a lot of cool decks that come out of it.
There
And-
definitely could be.
It's like leave Crimson alone, but nerf it a little bit, but nerf mostly red, and then you'll have like other green and black decks that beat Crimson come out. You know what
So
I
that's,
mean?
so that's the
Yeah.
question then. So what do they do? What do they do to Crimson on the ban list?
Maybe
They-
Piccolo.
Get rid of Piccolo.
Unison and Piccolo, yeah.
It-
Piccolo SH.
Piccolo- It
Who
just
you-
got here.
It just
I
got
know,
here.
I know. It was a big mistake. It never came. Go back home,
Never
man.
Dude,
that
please,
goes
for the
back.
love
Oh my
of
God.
God, ban Boo Unison, please.
Dude, that Piccolo is the reason that Bean got banned. You
Yeah,
know that?
Blue Unison can definitely go too.
Yeah, I'm sick and tired of Boo Unison personally.
Yeah.
It is.
I hate
That's realistically the only thing keeping SCRs in check, though.
Funny to note too. I really feel like the next evolution of Crimson is to play no unisons. So I feel like
Alright, you're just too meta. Alright.
but Blue Unison is powerful for sure.
I agree with
100% Piccolo. Piccolo has to something has to happen to that card.
Yeah. Too good.
I don't think anything. I get it. Like I just don't think anything in the archetypes that are Zenkai are getting hit anytime soon. I
Unfortunate.
agree for like the balance of the game for sure. Like I totally agree. But I just think that like it's just a dream at this point. Like it's gonna have to be sets down the road for that to happen.
Yep.
I feel like they're gonna end up hitting generic cards that just aren't good enough, and it's just we're gonna fall into the same cycle. But I did at one point, and it's just like a generic thing. After any nationals, like Crimson obviously like did it insanely well, and a lot of people were playing it a lot, and obviously it won. Marks got second, but we saw the nationals afterwards, and we saw so many people that probably never played this deck in their life pick it up and enjoy playing it and say they had a fun time and everything. And one of the reasons why I think that is because it's a generic deck. we don't get generic decks anymore. We get all these themed, spoon-fed decks that nobody wants to play.
Amen, brother.
But that's all we have. We don't have a choice because they're the new archetypes, and that's the best we can
They're
do.
just too
Like,
strong. Yeah, they're just
like
too
it's just
strong.
like no deck building creativity anymore, and that's the cool thing we saw with Crimson is like we saw Marcus's build with the Beast Gohan and all the stuff that he put in there, and then we saw like the other versions of like Kaioken, the late game stuff, and even Duvall played like the Tapion Unison and it worked for him. So like it's just like so many different iterations of the deck, but like when you see a theme deck, you can't do that. Everything's the same. There's really no the deck building is just obsolete. It's builds itself. It's so boring.
I
like it.
agree. So we talk about it all the time, Big J. Actually, and like I love building like good stuff decks. It's so enjoyable. Like playing the deck's so fun, and I think it was really cool. Like how many different versions of Crimson there were. Like almost everyone's deck was different. Like sure between the teams, like they're like similar-ish, but like it was so cool. You know what I mean? Like seeing everyone's thought process and their game plans. That was sick. Like we even saw like a super late game version from the super players. Joshua Ruiz, right? He actually played Kale in the late game and stuff. Really cool. And Hirudegarn ramping.
R2K.
Yeah, R2K.
I got to go.
Yeah.
Go. Japan.
Yeah.
Oh no,
That's cool.
the mailman's here. Fashionably late.
No comment.
Alright.
Are we still live right now?
Yes, we're still
Yes.
live.
Okay. Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing? Hello, boys.
It's okay.
Hello. Take a nap. I'm tired. What are we talking about?
Talking about potential hits to Gogeta, Sin, and Crimson.
Or blue in general. I think blue in general needs a hit probably.
I think blue could definitely see it, but I think I don't know. So
What about D Magic going? That's good. It's not bad. Pretty
I
good.
don't know. Maybe they should just unerrata a bean. You know, I don't know.
Whoa!
Dude, Marcel wants to watch the world burn.
Speed it up, bro. Speed up the process. Let's get there. Let's get crazy.
So what's the logic, or what y'all thinking about the Crimson want to be banned? Or I'm skeptical about that card getting banned.
how do you feel
card?
about the ban list, Frank? Sorry.
Well, if I had to start off with Red Sin, I say put it. I'm pretty sure y'all said this already, but put an energy cost on the Haze and the Oceanus, so you have to pay energy to get the card Barrier and or Crit on the other one. I think
It's not
that's
bad.
kind of bad.
We didn't say that, but that's a good idea. Yeah.
I actually think that you need to put an energy cost on the Z Leader as well, because that's just
We
free.
didn't mention that actually. Yeah.
That's what Joey said, yeah.
For Gogeta, that's a tricky one too, because but I think they just have to do something with the 8-drop. Honestly, I don't know what it could possibly do, but they have to change that card from something.
I think the whole deck might still be playable though without the 8-drop. I mean,
Yeah.
were a lot of people
it's
playing
still-
like 2?
Yeah, I think people playing 2, like 'cause, a lot of decks were teched out for like other matchups, so they cut it down to 2 because but I don't know, man. It's a tricky card to deal with, honestly.
Yeah.
And then for Crimson, I'm in the opinion that they're just going to stop with generic leaders, and Kus just so happened to find a generic leader, and
Nah, come on.
they're gonna. I think they're just going to eliminate all generic leaders. from the
No,
game.
no, that's terrible.
I feel like
Crimson getting a hammer.
I think Crimson's going to get a Rattitude.
I think Crimson could get the hammer. I think it could get the
Yeah,
hammer. I think they could
like-
just outright. I think it's possible they just outright ban.
like
Which is sad
that
because I hate that.
that deck came on strong after Set 19 was legal, and it was just like I don't see it surviving. I think it's going to get the national treatment hit. It's just
Hold up,
It's- it's-
man. They don't
it's
ban
all
the
too
lead. They
small.
haven't banned the Nats winning leaders. I think only
but they-
Icarus got.
And they errated Icarus into being unplayable. So.
But
yeah,
but all the rest of them they hit
ban-
cards.
Yeah.
The rest of them they hit
They
cards,
ban-
right?
No.
they don't.
The Broly leader.
They,
The
that
Broly
was
leader got
a
errated.
eh.
Icarus didn't even deserve that, man. It
The
was-
Zeno button was enough. Come on.
Has there ever been a deck that's won like multiple different Nats? Because Crimson won NA, Australia, Latin America, right? 3 back-to-back-to-back Nats. And won all
I
3 of
imagine
them.
Storm, but I don't even remember the other tournaments besides.
there was only like there wasn't like Nats in other regions
Oh,
in
okay.
first year. But last year, there's definitely Icarus that won multiple for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, for
Icarus
sure.
won multiple for sure, and I can't remember if Gogeta won multiple. I think Hatch and Gogeta, something like that. Something weird.
And all those
for
decks
sure.
got obliterated pretty much.
You know-
Surge won one of them.
I
don't know.
I do want to go back to Frank's idea though. I thought about it a little bit. Maybe getting rid of Gogeta is not bad because, like, you have to play around. Playing around the other stuff while you're playing around Gogeta is like really terrible. I think it has to be like Broly Crown and Gogeta, like both of them hit, and then maybe you could just pass with 5 energy. You could stop their offense. As annoying as that sound, that might be possible. Actually,
Like it's like I said, it's just a weird card because they never made a card that's literally just you can't do nothing to before. I don't know. I'm not gonna, you're doing a live, so I'm not gonna go off on a rant or anything like that. Because you know how I feel about Gogeta cards and Bandai, but we're gonna leave that alone for right now. But no, that card, I don't know. I think the Z Leader is actually fair if played correctly. I mean, you use it defensively, so I don't think there's nothing they can really do. And I think they need to relook at Z decks completely here because I don't think it's okay that I get have to deal with 7 or 8 swings from 3 different rush attacks. I don't think that's cool at all. My personal opinion. I'm talking to Jordy B on that one. That's just not cool. Oh,
I don't think they're gonna hit Z battle cards anytime soon. Unfortunately, I do think Area Annihilator and Rush Attack are completely snapped and like probably deserve. Those cards are unbelievably broken. Honestly, like, would you guys say how many times you play Area Annihilator?
Every chance I got.
How many times you play Rush Attack?
Like twice. The whole tournament.
Marcel's different.
Dude.
Jordy B, how many times you play Rush Attack, man?
Rush Attack, dude.
Every single game, multiple times a game? He's like every game.
Dude, you know what card but it's like not like super duper broken, but it's like pretty dumb. Is Defender of Light.
Yeah, that card's broken too.
Why did you guys make that? Why did you guys make like Burn a Life, Double Strike for free out of anywhere? I'd like always have it ready. Like it just doesn't make any sense. Like why do you? Doesn't make any sense. Does it make sense to you
Yeah,
guys?
but that's a crazy thing, Jordy B. Put it this way: there's no other red deck besides Sin and Gogeta that makes Z Energy as free. So like in any other red deck, that card's actually like kind of mid. Like 3 Z Energy in any other red deck is a lot.
Dude,
But
it's
for
so
some
dumb.
reason,
What did you
Gogeta
guys-
and Sin just get to make Z Energy for absolutely free. Like
Yeah.
that's what
Like,
I.
all the cards
My
and just
opponent
free.
literally had 3 life every game, like automatically. Like that's just not fair. Why is that around?
Yeah,
ban-
that's why I like the idea of limiting Gogeta's draw power. Like if you cut their draw power practically in half, I'm okay with them having the 8 drop because they're gonna have like 8 cards in their hand. So I think they can have a boss monster that strong if they have a hand that like is gonna suffer
how do you
because
think,
of it.
how you think they should go about cutting their draw power back? Like, what
Yeah,
was your-
I mentioned before you got in here. I think they should. I would like for them to errata the pot of greed Goku and Vegeta, and just take the draw off of when they're played, only when they're comboed.
Taking how bad Z battle cards like just ruin the game. Like let's just be honest. Like
Hey,
you know,
they
I
don't
don't
say
think
they
ruin the
ruined the
game.
game.
I
Yeah.
just think that Sin and
What's up,
Gogeta
bro?
just makes the energy too
so
freely.
stupid. Like what is that? Like why do I have extra?
Dude, he's right though. Try to play Defender of Life in any other red deck that
Yeah,
doesn't
sure,
make it
I
for free.
agree. Yeah. They gotta nerf things, but eventually we're gonna just be here again talking about a ban list again. Like you know what I mean? Like it's
Well, that's-
so
That's
By the
'cause-
way, we're like dumping pretty hard on like the format right now, but I really don't think the format's that bad. Like,
I do too. I love the format. I really do. I think it's actually high skill. But I know Bug doesn't agree.
Is that something we can debate about? Because oh my
Yeah.
god.
oh sure,
God.
absolutely, absolutely.
I
But
can't like when the only reason that we can say it's skillful is because there's a limited amount of deck choices. And it's because there's a limited amount of deck choices, you're just playing a bunch of mirror matches, which is cool. I understand that is where the skill like you.
there's still like
I'm
6
pretty-
decks though.
Yeah, there's like five playable.
Crimson, Gogeta, Sin, Gamma,
Vegito, Red Vegito.
Vegito.
All right, let's be real here.
I am
Gogeta-
being real. What do you mean?
I'm agreeing. I'm disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying Gogeta and Sin
Red
are
and blue.
gatekeeping every other single
It is.
deck. That's
And like a
not.
couple yellow ducks.
They
Yeah.
are just straight gatekeeping. They got to.
No, we did say that for sure. Actually, we said exactly that. Yes, you're absolutely right on that. Like they do gatekeep the rogue decks for sure.
Yeah, it gatekeeps enough the meta.
Like I was very surprised that Vegito actually did top 32.
Wasn't there 2 or
shout-
3?
Yeah, shout out my boy T. I know he got there, and I was surprised there was a goat. Wasn't there a Goatingson top
Yep.
32?
Green one. Yeah.
You got the top 8, right? Or top 16?
Yo, you guys are trolling right now. Come on.
No,
No,
There's-
I'm
I know there's Beerson top 32 as well. It was just like, I mean, it's just like
There's one Gotenks player who made it into top 32. So one green player, like maybe one black player. I don't even know.
No.
Like, what was
Black-
it?
what
0.
is this? Black and
Zero
yellow.
black. Okay. 0
1
blacks,
yellow, 1 green.
It was
one
also
yellow.
top 32. It was also top 32 this year, so there's a lot more spots
True.
filled.
That's bad, dude. One yellow and one green. That's
Would the
no
green have
bueno.
even topped if it was top 16? I don't know. I know the yellow would have because he was a high seed. I'm not sure about.
What
Yeah,
was the-
yeah.
what was the yellow?
Green topped, but green shouldn't have topped.
Get him out.
Okay, JB.
Yeah,
Get out.
there's no question that like green, yellow, and black are like way too weak. But besides that, for a competitive player, like this format is like it's playable. It's not like unplayable. But
Oh no, it was it's very
Fair.
skilled.
It's barely playable. Like if we
I
won
felt like-
top 32, it's barely.
I
In
feel
the
like
words of Scott-
every loss was, like whenever you lose, it's like, yeah, I remember. I can tell where I lost the game.
Yeah, I agree.
Everybody
The
getting
ga-
y'all Scott.
yeah,
back.
in the game of I mean, it's Dragon Ball. Like, I still think there's skill, but I think that like when you analyze a format and you have, and I don't have the numbers obviously, 'cause I don't even know if the numbers are posted. But when you have such a high concentration of certain decks, and obviously Crimson, I think was like a really good pick. I think, that that definitely skewed the results a little bit. But I think like if Crimson, like say for example Crimson wasn't found, okay, Sin and Gogeta would just dominated the entire event. Like there just would have been nothing else. Like sure, 3 Gamma got in there. I mean, I maybe there's higher representation of Gamma if Crimson's not there, but outside of that, it's like I feel like it was a 3-deck format, and Crimson obviously opened it up into like a 4-deck format. But like I don't think there's really more than 4 decks that are that competitive.
Yeah, I mean,
Vegito is like borderline, and I mean, I think it all comes back to the SCR thing. But I mean, I think Vegito's like borderline playable, and
I
there's
agree with
maybe
that.
like a couple other decks that are borderline playable, like yellow decks. Like Trunks did really well. He got 3rd, but it was literally the only yellow in the whole top cut. Same thing with green. There was like 1 in top cut.
I
but,
mean, we
like,
could
I don't know.
call those decks like 1.5. Like
I think
really,
the format is extremely undiverse. That's basically where I'm getting at. Like 3 to 4 decks is just not great.
tier 1 decks, you'd say.
I have a question for Joey, Marcus, and Marcel, because I think personally it's kind of like well, I'll wait to your response. How many games did you win, or how many rounds did you win where you lost the dice roll, if you can remember?
so I actually do remember. I luckily did win a majority of my dice rolls. I did actually lose one game going first because I got my SCR credit out of my life. Shout out Seraphim. My other round I lost when I lost a dice roll. I might have won one round where I lost a dice roll, but I did win a lot of dice rolls at Nats.
I think I lost the dice roll maybe like 3 to 4 times, and I lost one set against Trunks Street player who won the dice roll on me. But every other set, I think I lost dice rolls to Sin, and I felt very comfortable, because I practiced that matchup going second, so I still won those games.
I think I don't remember winning any dice rolls. I don't remember what I did during Swiss, but I remember in Top Cut I had to go second the whole time because of the seeds, and that was difficult. That was so difficult. Especially
So-
their mirror matches. Oh my goodness.
So, in my opinion, I know y'all played blue, but I played red Sin, and Big J, I think you can see. Do you think that in a red versus red, whether it be Gogeta versus Gogeta versus Sin, do you think winning the dice roll, or in Jordy B, do you think winning the dice roll means that you're 90% sure you're going to win that matchup? Like, are you like much more confident that you're going to win because you win game one? They'll probably get you game two, but because you went first game three, you're going to win.
You want to go first, Jordy B, or
No, you can talk.
okay? Well, I played against a lot of the red mirrors, or like red matchups, and pretty sure I lost all 3 die rolls to Vegeta. Maybe won the 1 die roll, ended up winning that one. Maybe that was the one I won, but the other 2 I lost to Vegito. Played 3 in a row. Red just doesn't have defense for that kind of stuff, and so him winning the die roll, definitely he got his SCR faster. I didn't get to play my SCR because it costs 4. Like, it's I don't know. I think it might have just been a bad matchup for Gogeta, and that could be incorrect, but I don't know. I just got SCR'd and put down to 2 life very quickly. Not much I could do. So I feel like maybe that one could be a dice roll, but I think Gogeta and Sin, I played against 2 Gogeta and a Sin, and I won all of those. And I think I lost the die roll against one of the Gogetas and the Sin player, and I still won. I think in the red mirror it's not as bad, but it's still a factor. Like, it's still like a big part of the thing. But I don't think I just auto lost because I lost the die roll or anything like that. I think you can still outplay your opponent in the format. Like, I don't think the format's like terrible that you can't outplay your opponent, but I do think that it's much more difficult when there's only like 3 decks, 4 decks running around.
Okay. Oh.
Seraphim has a decent question. Would we rather have a Nats with 8 to 10 meta decks or 3 to 4?
Oh, is that the good one?
No,
That's
No.
the regular one.
you're gonna get 4 of those.
Yeah, I
Oh, the good one, man.
I personally like 3 to 4 decks in the meta, but I know the general public would like a lot of decks.
Well, when you say 3 to 4 decks, Jordy, are you talking like 3 to 4, like one out of each color, or doesn't really matter?
I don't care what color. 3 to 4 decks is 3 to 4 decks, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like, you can't expect every color to be playable. Like, it just isn't. It doesn't work like that in real life. Like,
Pretty sure last Nats every color was playable.
nah, man, it
Except
wasn't.
red, which it did get 1 slot in Top Cut, but every color was playable last Nats. Yes, blue was playable, black was playable.
Yeah,
green was
every
playable.
color.
Yeah,
topped.
every color except sort of red, and red was just like in a weird spot where it just didn't like have like a good, like, KP just got nerfed to like, crazy amounts, but like KP was still like a decent deck.
Right, and then after that, KP went on to be the best deck of the format. So I think people
Yeah.
didn't realize how good KP was.
After the nerfs, KP was just broken again. So it's like, dude, like, I don't know, like, maybe it's just undiscovered. Maybe KP could have been something like Crimson last year if more people played it or something. But like, I think all 5 colors are playable last format. This format, I would say 3 colors are playable.
I'll say 2.
And I mean, yeah, you could say I say 3 because I give yellow benefit. I think yellow's really strong. I think it's like very close. But yeah, green and black are just so far behind.
Yeah, yellow is pretty strong.
I
But
think.
it just
Go ahead, man.
no,
From
no,
my
no.
point, yes, there's only 2 playable colors. So yeah, format.
I think yellow is really good. It's just the natural problems in the color is kind of bad, but I think Golden Frieza is really good. A lot of people actually ask me, while I was at the event, like, oh, why didn't you play, or what would you have played? and I told everyone Golden Frieza. I think is a really solid choice.
What did
Yeah,
Yellow struggle against actually in this format?
It's
Was it against
itself.
red or blue? The struggle.
Blue.
Oh,
Red against red more, but
and blue. I
didn't
think
know-
yellow struggles against blue always.
I don't know about that, man. 2-3 cooler main deck. It's kind of nice.
I do wish we had a little bit more time to test Golden Frieza more in depth and maybe get some confidence on that deck because it did look really good. It was pretty it's pretty fun watching that deck and play again.
Yeah.
It was definitely pretty strong for sure.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
pretty strong.
one of your choices, right, Big J? One of your 3?
Oh yeah, yeah. It definitely was one of my choices, and yeah, I definitely just kind of got off it because of the whole being a set 1 leader thing, being stalled and stuff. Probably just in my own head about that, but I don't know. It did come down to the fact that like you really needed to like draw all your pieces very quickly, and it just wasn't the easiest thing to do every game. That's why I kind of hopped off it. It was a really strong deck for sure.
And it's fun.
Yeah, it was definitely good.
You would have had more fun,
I don't know
for sure.
I would have had more fun playing quad color Vados, man. I don't know.
Dude, don't be a hater, man. Gogeta's broken.
We had one player, Shad, play Golden Frieza. I don't think he had enough time to practice it though. And Russell Seltzer, he almost played it. He did play yellow, but he was really close to playing golden actually. Like the whole week he actually didn't even test the deck that he played. At Nats, he was. I handed him my Golden Frieza deck that I brought, and he just played it like a ton at the Airbnb, and he was super close. He was like actually getting really confident. But yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I regret is not testing at the B&B.
You had a good time though, right?
Yeah, that was stupid though.
You
That
were
was totally dumb.
you were consuming a lot of stuff. It was lit for you, know.
I was consuming gators and
You
and
punching gators.
Fighting alligator.
Punching
Shooting
alligators. Gatorade
Yeah,
and alligators.
They go for the
Yeah,
cat.
I did see Jordy B take out 2 alligators. I can
I did.
Dude, you guys are capping. I don't believe it.
I did. I fought 2 gators.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh god.
I know ate so much Papa John's in my life that past weekend. We ate Papa John's like every day. It's crazy. I don't know what I said. Anyway,
Yeah, I was saying how I think I had more Trulies than water for a whole week.
At one
dude,
point,
what's up with Florida water, dude.
Dude,
And
yeah.
everybody knows that.
Yeah, Florida
Okay.
Florida water's messed up, man. All you guys that live out there.
What are you talking? Wait, what are you guys talking about?
the Florida resident is asking
Yeah, you can't
questions.
drink that tap water, man. There's
I was showering in toilet water.
You guys
literally-
drank the tap water? What's wrong with
Hey,
you?
people drink tap water up here.
yeah,
in the
up
north.
here, you just,
You
up here, you
stop.
just drink tap water, bro. It's fine.
That's insane. I haven't done that for years. That's crazy.
It smelled like there was gators in my water. Like, literally.
But
what are we
there
talking
was
about?
one point for the chat where we had only alcohol to drink, like nothing else. It sucked.
Eh,
We were all like
Anybody want-
thirsty.
No, you got.
Now we're out of water. Like
You
what?
got a Truly's.
That's not
Okay.
true. We had some sweet tea.
Wait. That's the other crocodile. Hold up.
Well, actually, I mixed
see.
it with the.
That's
I mixed
bad.
Oh, it's poopy. It's poopy.
So it's 3 alternate arts per box?
No, 2. 2 alternate arts. You could maybe get an SCR along with those 2
James,
alternate arts.
thoughts?
I got all these in one box.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
one of them's
normal.
an STR.
That's normal. Yeah.
One of them is what?
The Shanks is an SCR.
Oh, so it doesn't count as an alternate art?
Sometimes it does.
Right, because it's not an alternate art.
Yeah.
Man.
Alright, well,
Beast Gohan or
Blair.
Kaioken.
It really
Yeah.
depends how you want to play the deck. It really
The
depends.
debates.
The debate.
The debates.
I don't know if there's a right or
Jeez.
wrong answer, but if you want to play the deck with a blitz function, like you want to
The
be able to just kill
blitz.
him on 3,
What's the blitz?
Um,
Explain to me what the
Gohan's
blitz
away.
is.
If you want to be a bit more defensive and like outlast the red decks, I think Kaioken's really good. Oh, like Kaioken, by the way, like people are playing cunning on me all day. I was warping 15, warping 20. Like
Tell
that
him.
wasn't
Tell
that big of a deal. It was
Nice.
it was annoying. It was annoying, but it wasn't that big of a deal.
They were dead, but they would have been more dead if not for cunning.
Right, they were just like a little bit less dead.
But still dead.
Gohan Beast, dude.
I'm
He's
a
very-
big fan of Gohan. I'm a big fan of Gohan.
Dude, that cheesing people is the best. Come on now.
Real life is just so broken of an effect.
Yeah,
Goose, you
a
didn't
lot of-
even-
there's 3 SCRs that do that now. 4 SCRs that do that now. Kind of absurd.
Koos.
Dude, I think one game it was like I played Gohan Beast and I swung, and then he like floodgated me, and I was like, okay, I'll just restand the 2 energy that I just paid. Tap 4, play Blue Unison pass. Like that's so good. Like, come on.
Dude,
Goku
how
does
many-
the same thing, bro.
Dude, all right, out of
But
all
Goku
the
was using up
times,
for Golden Avenger to stop the floodgate.
Yeah.
Koos, how many times did you
Woke-
play Gohan?
wokage.
Did you
Wokage.
play Gohan and you actually killed with it?
Oh,
Like,
I
it
think,
swim.
like, 90% of the time. Like when that card gets played, I'm winning that turn.
No. Like, did you kill with it, or did you kill with your leader, or did something else?
Oh yeah. Probably my leader most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because-
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
in there.
40k crit, right? Restand it, and then they probably take it. You swing again. They probably negate that one now, and then yeah, leader swing trump a game.
Dude, the restand leader is so broken.
I just feel
It's
like you have so much
insane.
energy, bro. Like so much
Yeah.
energy with the restand, like with the beast. Like you just like generate so much free energy that like you get like a mini Kaioken, but you can do it super early. You can crit a life. You
Yep.
can like I do like the like late game, like you have Kaioken and then you have like the ape as backup. But like I don't know, I don't know. I just feel like waiting that long against some decks could be just not as good, and you'd rather just get in there with the blitz, man. Also, I do think it's fun to note that if Boo Unison does get banned or like limited in some fashion, I think the blitz version it gets better because then like you don't have as much defense later in the game with the Kaioken build.
Every game against Red Sin went down like this. They go down 3 health, right? Because they're gonna Z awaken and stuff. And it's like cool. And they tap out. And then yeah, you just go Gohan Beast SCR, drop you down to 2, swing, they'll go testing the up, okay, restand, overwhelm my Dark Brawly, warp your blocker, swing with my 40k again, they'll go free Shin
Rage Shenron?
negate,
Yep.
okay, Dark Brawly swing, they block, leader swing, untap energy, do the leader effect, untap another one, dump hand, it's game over. every game.
Dude, I just want to say,
That's-
yeah, dude, I saw you do that to Gabon twice, and I'm like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cute.
It's
In
like yeah,
Swiss, I'm like,
automatic.
what did I just watch, bro? Like, this is insane.
I
Yeah.
mean, the win against the Vol, that you could maybe talk about that one a little bit because that was like, imagine being in the Vol's spot and like looking at your hand of your like 12 cards and just like, oh, I'm dead. This sucks.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing with Gohan SCR. Like when your opponent is tapped out, it just guarantees going in for damage. Like you just feel so safe going in with whatever, right? So same thing. Doval, I think tapped out. It was turn 2, and I was like, cool, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. SCR, that's 2 40k.
He had one
crits.
energy.
I see. That's 2 40k crits plus the automatic damage that I'm dealing. So that's 3 damage right there. And my leader's gonna swing with a Champa and Big Hand. And yeah, it's 5 damage basically that I'm threatening.
Yeah, the most threatening thing to your SCR, he can't even play yet. The power
Right.
reclaimed.
Power reclaimed, yep.
That was
They
a.
really.
Go ahead, Frank.
I said they really thought it was a good idea to give a blue card a dealer damage part, huh?
Yeah.
They really
And
thought,
balance their whole entire board. Like that's the
Yeah.
crazy part too.
he thought that was good, huh? All right.
Yeah.
I feel you.
You know, Cellmax should probably KO Unison.
Yeah.
That part,
But
that
it's
fact,
green, so it can't be good.
it can't be good. Like,
There
I
we
don't
go.
see any reason why Cellmax shouldn't just KO the entire board, ignoring barrier, take a life, but let's not give him the unison part. That's like super unfortunate.
I mean, to
Like,
be fair
man.
though, if any color doesn't need to kill a unison, it's green. Like the Gohan
That's
rare is
true.
actually just like I
It's
don't think
true.
any unison lives against green now.
Yeah.
Green is just like the removal color. Like I feel like green getting that makes sense. Like they should just be able to remove whatever they want. That's just what they do. But then that's all they do. They don't do anything else.
Will say like the only prep I did for commentating was like practicing with the streams. If you guys check that out, and just learning card names. That was pretty fun. I think instead of I tried really hard to not like say like, oh, Goku 8 drop or Vegeta 2 drop, or like 2 drop Beerus Z battle cards on. I think that was fun. And I hope it made it better. I said the SGR a lot, unfortunately, too. For like the green one. I didn't remember the green one's name.
Good job, Danny.
At least SGR is very unique in the game, where like there can only be one card.
Yeah, but I said Power Reclaimed a lot because I remember that was the most commonly played one.
Oh, you just called everything. You cut every Gohan card with Power Reclaim, right? Didn't matter what color it was, right?
Well, there's only one SGR in each color, old man.
Damn, past. We'll take these insults lightly tonight. You guys look great, though. You guys look really healthy, Who still looks a little rough, as always.
He's just cracking packs right now.
Cracking pack. You got the premium stuff, Goose?
Yeah, premium stuff right here.
The premium.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Oh man.
I'm not trying to get my blood pressure up this time of night, bro. I'm gonna spawn.
I think we're gonna look to end the stream soon. If you guys want to slip any last minute questions in, but thanks for tuning in. I think we got 50. Dude, my mouse is gone. What the heck? Okay.
Yeah,
50 viewers.
We have a 50 the highest. We've had 40 for a long time. So shout out to all you guys for hanging out with us.
Really appreciate it. Shout out. Let's do some quick shout outs. DBS Deck Planet. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and check out the Patreon where you can learn playtest with the boys. Maybe you get a game of Koos every once in a while. Probably not.
You can
might
learn,
be playing.
You can learn Dragon Ball and stuff.
Yeah. Koos is probably playing TFT.
Bro, let's go. Subscriptions in there.
Fortnite, baby.
Yeah, we're after Nats we became a Fortnite team. We became a Teamfight Tactics team.
And One
now
Piece.
we're kind of like a One Piece team.
Oh,
we'll be a Dragon Ball team again. Don't worry.
Yeah.
For a while we were a Pokemon Unite. Well, y'all was a Pokemon Unite team. I was not part of this.
That game's mid. Green Bardock Unison any good, or is Black Smoke too good?
No,
Black Smoke is too good.
Smoke's too good. And against the decks that don't really combo a lot, it doesn't really do anything. That's a problem. Like it's really cool to like deny Z energy, but if you come across like a slow deck that doesn't really generate Z energy, then it's like doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
So it kind of sucks.
Black
It's
Smoke
still
is
surprising.
insane. That
Yeah,
card
it's
is so good.
Why is it 20? I did not know for the longest time that it was 20K. I really thought it was just a 15K card. So I was like, I'm gonna get rid of this card so they can't combo with it. And I was like, oh well, all right, that's a neg.
Yeah, it's almost free Z energy afterwards.
I guess that's one discussion we can close out with. Are 2-cost unisons just like Dunzo?
No,
Nah.
Gogeta's too
no.
broken.
Yeah,
Gogeta-
okay,
They
Gogeta
come
gets
out
value immediately.
2-drop unisons with barrier.
Get out of here.
That would be funny. That'd be really funny if they print that.
That'd be lame.
Well, outside of Gogeta, is there even another? Well, I guess the Android 17, 18 one.
Yeah.
17, 18,
Damage
like
unison.
it gets you awakened, then it gets you Z energy immediately. So that one's like okay, but
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Those two unisons are probably the only ones that have been played recently. And there are 1-cost unisons that are played. Like I think Golden Frieza, the Higher Dragon's pretty good. And then we saw the Videl deck did pretty decent with the Saiyaman. But these unisons being played earlier for cheaper energy, it's like it's not that bad if you black smoke it. You know, it still only costs 1 energy. But if you're Gogeta one is just absolutely broken, like instant value right away before you can even like black smoke. So yeah, and black smoke
kinda
at the end of the day draw 2.
Yeah.
You kind of need to evaluate like, is the unison like worth playing for 2 if it gets smoked for 2, and then on the flip side, is it worth like paying 2 for smoke? Like, I think there's definitely some unisons that are worth playing. For example, like you said, the 17-18 just to get the awakened, and then even if they smoke it, it's like you just wasted 2 energy. It's not really a big of a deal. You did what you got what you wanted out of it. But yeah, it's more looking into like the cost of stuff. I think, is it worth it on each player's end to even get rid of it?
Yeah, in the Gamma case, it's like you transition the Boo unison later anyways, right?
Yeah, so it's like, is that 2 energy worth like smoking it when they're probably just gonna -4 play Boo anyway? It's like, yeah, you do stop 2 attacks, but they're worth your 2 energy investment, or you just like establish a board, do other stuff. Like, I think it definitely depends on the matchup and who won the die roll, etc. But not always black and white,
Yeah, yeah,
What do you say?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have you guys discussed Crimson variants? Yes, kind of.
God.
I mean, the Tapion one's obviously good. I don't know. We didn't really discuss it, but like, I didn't talk to Deval directly about it, but I imagine it's God Sealing earlier, which like literally helped them win the finals against Marcus. And then
What?
what? Frank?
Oh, sorry, I was talking to my daughter. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, so and I think against the Ramp Goku deck, it can possibly SS4 Vegeta on turn 4, right? Can anyone confirm that? Yeah. So if you're going second and you play Boo Unison, you're not gonna be able to God Sealing the SS4 Vegeta in time. Tapion, you'll have enough time. So I think their idea was like their focus is obviously red, like every other Crimson build, and then their answer to blue was early God Sealings for like the decks that played SS4 Vegeta. It ramped into it.
What SCR did Deval play? Out of curiosity.
Kaioken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Marcus was just the odd guy out then throughout this event.
No, Joshua Ruiz played Gohan Beast too, right?
Yeah. And then everyone in Australia played Gohan Beast. Everyone.
Oh yeah? What are you trying to say?
Nothing.
Oh, let him know, Coos.
Let him know, Coos. Let him know.
How much harder was the mirror matches in Australia now that everybody was becoming more familiar with the deck?
It was way harder. It was way, way harder. Just, the fact that everybody knows when I'm running, because everybody knows my deck list, but I don't know theirs. I have to be careful. Are they playing Kaioken? Are they playing Gohan Beast? What unison are they playing? Or are they playing unison? Like, are they playing Dirty Birds, Power Reclaim, whatever? I have to think of all this stuff, but they know exactly what I'm playing. So it was very hard for me in the mirror match, which is why I lost twice in the mirror.
Especially best of 1 too.
Right, exactly. But yeah, it was still a good time.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of changing subjects to the question about Black Smoke versus most unisons. It is kind of crazy. We came off the unison block and they printed this card that just like literally decks built completely around unisons, like completely unison dependent. They built a card that like just kills it, like easy.
That just makes it more crazier that the cooler got second place, even though that card's floating around and everything like that.
Yeah, when I played against that deck, I smoked his unison early, and I regretted it right away. I was like, I'm not supposed to do this. I'm supposed to use smoke to mill myself and draw 2. because he was playing very stall version of Cooler, not attacking my leader and all. But yeah, that deck did very well.
Yeah, you want to talk about like the game plan that he did against you, like not
Yeah,
swinging and
so
negating.
he played Cooler, and he would straight up not attack me at all. And this way, I can't use my leader effect to pitch a Saiyan. So by not attacking me, he's stalling my Awaken. And then every time I swing, he would negate it with a Unison. And then he would use that Unison as, markers to empower into his Frieza 3-drop Unison. So it was like the perfect matchup for him. Like, as in, everything is just working out very well. And then what would happen is, I think his game plan is, you stall my Awaken, keep my hand size low, then eventually just triple strike, dual attack with the Unison, or sell max quad strike for game. And the Unison is 30k base, sell max 40k base, so I feel like they're high enough to win when I only have like 5-6 cards in my hand. So I think that was his game plan. And yeah, meanwhile I'm trying to Awaken as fast as I can. Every leader swing that does go through, I take a life myself. So I go down to 4 right away. But yeah, it was just very hard because he would just dormant potential block with the Unison. So I'm only getting 1 attack in. Early game, when I swing with my 15Ks, like, he was just comboing out right away early game. Any opportunity he had where he was just losing 1 card from his hand to combo out, he was taking that opportunity. So he was staying at like 6 life, just staying very high life. And eventually he would play Piccolo and Goku, the Fated Rivals, pitch my hand out, and yeah, 30k double, 30k double. He would play multiple Goku Fated Rivals in a single turn. And yeah, it was just too much pressure to eventually deal with.
Wait, they're not limit 1?
They're not. Yeah, it's crazy.
You just have to have the Saiyan or the Mickey and stuff in your Z energy to do it.
One
Correct.
Z energy.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay, the Goku is not limit 1. The Piccolo is limit 1. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
But you need the Goku to play the Piccolo.
Right.
Yeah, I actually thought about that briefly. Like, Crimson obviously being good against Red because they're swinging at you like a ton, so you can activate leader effect multiple times. But like, there's definitely leaders out there like Bulma and Cooler that don't have to swing. What is your problem, Joey? Huh? What is your problem?
Oh, me? No.
So yeah, leaders that don't have to swing. I think that's always been a thing as well. Leaders that don't have to swing could like inherently have an advantage against leaders that need to be swung at. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You just wanted to talk about Bulma, didn't you?
Dude, I forgot who. Someone asked me if Bulma was still good or something earlier. I don't remember who it is. On that note, it's getting late. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Any last shout outs or anything, guys?
Shout
You're
out
just
Scott.
still young.
Shout out Scott Dashy.
Who?
Scott Dashy.
Yeah, my boy Seraphim. Bulma's so good. Yeah.
Yeah, we're done here.
Any closing notes, Joey? Seeing how it's like your channel or something.
Oh, is it? No, I'm responding to a question in chat, but yeah, no, I mean, I really appreciate everyone coming out. We want to stream more regularly, and obviously with an online client, probably gonna get into streaming like very regularly. But yeah, so look forward to that. Thank you guys all for coming out tonight.